Are we live? Welcome to Friday. Welcome to Halloween weekend. And it's Wayne's World. Cheers.
Wayne's World. I don't have a guitar with me. I know we talked about that and then we forgot.
Natalie Denise joining Truth Bombs, and it was Natalie's idea to do Wayne's World.
Yes, it was.
I have never actually seen Wayne's World before.
And I was shocked. I've seen Wayne's World 1 and 2 a billion million times. But I was like, okay, this is the perfect opportunity. They have a webcast, like kind of broadcast in the movie. And I was like, it's like the first video show. So I was like, we should do that. That would be the perfect opportunity for Halloween. So I'm so glad. I'm still glad that you got your costume so fast.
Yes. Okay, we're going to play a clip from Wayne's World and compare our costumes because I've never seen it, so I'm going to watch it live. But we got to get to Katy Perry news because Katy's eye went viral at the beginning of this week.
Yes.
Katy Perry was performing in Las Vegas, and her eye seemed to droop, close uncontrollably. Just one eye, though. Take a look.
Make even more noise for my band.
And that's a cut from Natalie's YouTube. You covered this in depth.
Yeah. So it was just like a lot of speculation at first because it was like, what the heck? You know, she's just like tapping on her temple and she looked a little panicked. But later on, there's two other possibilities. She did say back in 2016 that she had a wonk eye. So maybe that was one thing. And then other people, and then she actually published a tweet, I believe overnight, saying, you know, hey, flat earther, basically all the conspiracy theorists.
Exactly. So she just responded. She just responded to everyone's speculation because people were guessing, is it because she got that thing in the arm? She was a big fan of the needle. She dressed as a needle for Halloween last year. Or was it, is she a robot? Some people said. And some people were wondering if it was a makeup malfunction with fake eyelashes.
Okay, there's no way. There's no okay. Because I know fake lashes. I've known fake lashes for a long time. The thing is, like, she was trying to get it open by tapping the temple.
Tapping,
you know what I mean?
right here. That doesn't have to do with your lashes. I myself have had my
eyelashes.
With my lash extensions, they do sometimes.
Connect.
Maybe it's just my previous lash stylist, but my lashes would hook onto my bottom lash. And my eye would be like forced closed. But if you look closely, that is not what happened to Kate. Okay, so let's look at her response she posted on her Instagram.
Pause when you see new 2023 play date. Pause when you see new 2023 play date.
Exactly. Okay, so she's making a joke about a point of view when you see new 2023 play date. She actually made an opportunity to promote her Vegas show, but in her caption was interesting. She said, welcoming all my flat earthers, space is fakers, birds aren't realers, sky isn't bluers, to come see my broken doll eye party tricks in real life in Vegas next year. The show's set list is a fun roller coaster ride through memory lane, going all the way back to 2008, a time when we weren't all frozen by the paranoia of our own echo chambers. This show is a nonstop party about finding unconditional love, and strangely for me, not political at all. Heck, I pour beer out of my tits. That's a party trick too. I don't actually lactate hops, silly. Hope to sing along with you in 2023, and we'll drink. This one's on me because we're all chained to the algorithm. Hashtag the real problem. Ooh, she dropping some truth bombs. We are chained to the algorithm.
Yeah. And that'll be some other, I guess, news that we go through too. But you know, I also had a follower or a subscriber that commented that was her actual party trick, that she does that a lot. Which I was like, oh, well, that's weird. But it was a great promotional trick, I guess, because a lot of people talked about it. It went viral. I contributed to that, right?
Right. You got big views.
Yeah, exactly. So who knows? I mean, it did work. A lot of people did talk about it. So
Well, I ended up liking her. I liked her message there about love, chill out a little bit, have some fun. And even if you do theorize on conspiracies, I still love you.
yeah, that was nice of her because, well, I think like the biggest thing was before, like you said, she dressed up like a you know what, and the juice,
needle.
yeah, the needle. She dressed up like that, and it seemed to be like a lot of these celebrities were like really pushing it at one point. And so a lot of people are like, well, you know, that these are the effects you get, but nobody knows. I mean, and that's one insinuation that I'm like, guys, we really don't know if she took it because I mean, she's pretty high up there. Who knows if she took it or not, you know, and if that's an actual effect that came from that. So anyway, there's just there was a lot of different theories, I guess, that surrounded that.
You know, the latest celebrity who was pushing it, who's now backing off, is Ben Shapiro. He was pushing that needle back in the day. Yeah, and he's now saying, my bad.
Whoops.
Because it doesn't work. YouTube, I didn't really say that. YouTube's going to kick me off.
Yeah.
But no, it's the needle, you know, everyone who has had the needle is getting sick.
Yeah.
So Ben Shapiro's like, I'm sorry I did all that promotion of it.
Yeah. And talk about New York. That ruling was like huge for that, right? Like, and we're not really saying what it is, but they're ruling in that the recent New York that, you know, the workers that get back pay, they're like, doesn't really cause this or that, doesn't cause that.
Right. That back pay, that is huge for the New York City workers.
Yeah.
I was actually just up in New York City last week and spoke to this one woman who she was one of the many in New York City who said, I just cannot take that needle. There's too many questions. So she has been scraping by, working odd jobs for over a year now.
Yeah.
I felt so bad for her, and just to think she's one of so many people.
Yeah.
Tons of us, our lives were upended.
That didn't.
Me too.
It was unnecessary too. They didn't need to go through any of that. And oh, it's crazy.
It is. The other big news today is in regards to Nancy Pelosi's husband getting attacked last night.
That's insanity.
This is developing news as we speak. We are learning more about the attacker, his weapon, a hammer.
Yeah.
Let's look at that news report from, I believe it was CBS.
SFPD says someone broke into Speaker Nancy Pelosi's home in San Francisco's Pacific Heights neighborhood. You can see the broken glass there in that shot from Chopper 5. The suspect is identified as 42-year-old David DePappy of Berkeley. A source confirms to CBS News that DePappy was looking for the House Speaker, who was in Washington, D.C. at the time. We're told he was saying, "Where's Nancy?" and planned to tie up Paul Pelosi until the Speaker returned home. Now, Paul Pelosi was beaten with a hammer, rushed to SF General, and is expected to make a full recovery.
They faced off hammer to hammer, and I guess Paul Pelosi took some blows.
Yeah, he had to undergo brain surgery.
What?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. And apparently, I don't know, kind of like, I hate to say it, but like at the very beginning, I felt like it sounded like a soap opera a little bit. But I don't know. I mean, it could be very, very serious. I was like, is this staged to create political division or to make more people go out to vote Democrat because, you know, the people who hate Democrats are so evil? Yeah, I mean, what's actually ironic in all of this is the guy DePappy is they're suspecting that he's far left, like he's like a Castro.
Really?
Yeah.
I was reading, of course, Daily Beast got all up on, I mean, this has Daily Beast written all over it. They love these kind of drama stories. So Daily Beast was talking about how he embraced many conspiracy theories on subjects such as voter election shenanigans. I can't even say the word on my YouTube without getting deleted.
Chiefs elections.
Yeah, and conspiracy theories on climate change, That, that may or may not be a conspiracy theory. And then the whole pandemic, conspiracy theories on that. And God forbid he even shared videos of the My Pillow guy. So he must be radical.
Oh, yikes. Okay, so are they saying that he's a right wing? Like
That's what they're totally implying that.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, let me show a clip from MSNBC commentating on this.
The problem is people keep egging these people on. There are people on the television across the street from us that egg these people on, talking about cabals and stuff and people secretly running the world. And this guy doesn't like women either. So that's happening right now. And then on top of it, you have political figures. You have the previous president of the United States, posting about QAnon on his social media platforms, which is just about this same cabal that this guy's talking about. So, look, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day because right now there are people advocating for these conspiracy theories out there. So, of course, people who can't, who don't know this is a game to these politicians are going to take it out on real people.
Oh my gosh.
Conspiracy theories are the cause of violence.
Right. I love that he mentioned the cabal and the 17 people and all of it. It's like, just leave the 17 people alone. Like nobody's talked about 17 in a long time. It's always CNN, the mainstream news that always bring him back up. Like they always like find a scapegoat in 17 Anon people. It's like, it's actually just 17, but the craziest thing is that he mentions a cabal, and that's when we both busted out laughing.
Exactly.
Do you remember that Time magazine actually did a piece when the chief elections were going on, and they were like, there's a whole cabal, and they admitted it. What is it? Time magazine, Secret Partisan History of Shadow Campaign. Look, I've got it right here. Time magazine. Like
so Time was pushing the cabal, which inspires violence with hammers.
Yes, they admitted it. They said that we needed to do this in order to secure the chiefs elections, and they talked about a cabal of people. So it's hilarious. It's like, do you guys own or disown the cabal? Like, because at one point they really did, act and stand on as if it was okay, and this was like a legitimate thing. So hilarious.
Yeah, it's interesting. Adam Kinzinger tweeted, a 42-year-old obsessed with January 6th election conspiracies, religious tones, attacks an 82-year-old man with a hammer. Paul was struggling with him. How terrifying. Thank you, SF police. Yeah, regardless, it is horrible for someone to commit that sort of violence.
Yeah.
And just keeping it ultra real with the truth bombs on my show. I've seen my comment section. Shout out to my comment section. I mean, you guys don't like Nancy Pelosi, and you guys have made similar comments about that. So I understand there's a lot of people who feel violent thoughts towards Nancy Pelosi right now.
Yeah.
But now we just saw someone act out on it. It's crazy. And we're still learning more of who this guy is. Apparently he was a Canadian.
Oh, really?
And who moved to California recently.
Mm.
Yeah.
My thing is, how did he get past the private detail and the protection and
so Nancy was in
security?
DC at the time, so her extra beefed up protection was with her over there.
Oh, I
and
see.
her husband
Okay.
was just left on his own.
I see. Okay.
So
That makes sense.
I'm sure he was busy controlling her day trading.
Well, yeah.
Her stocks. Her stocks. That's what these politicians do. They buy. They use their spouses to buy stocks based on what policies they're about to make moves on.
Right.
But that's a whole nother story. The point is, there is a lot of political divide in this country, and I would not at all be surprised that this was a genuinely politically motivated attack.
Yeah.
I mean, we just saw a few days ago an apparent politically motivated attack on a Marco Rubio canvasser. Yeah. But interestingly, the media after this attack went on to verbally attack Marco Rubio instead of calling out the attacker.
Yeah.
And Marco Rubio was saying, as reported by Fox News, that the victim, actually the canvasser, said after he got attacked that the attacker said that you are a Republican. We don't let Republicans in our neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And then they violently attacked him. He was wearing a DeSantis hat, a Rubio shirt,
Mm-hmm.
clearly a Republican.
Right.
And the media rallied to the defenses of
So disgusting.
Of the attackers, that they weren't motivated by politics. I just wonder why the media feels the need to defend a politically motivated leftist attacker,
Right.
but does not defend a politically motivated rightist attacker. Look, criminals shouldn't be defended, period.
Correct. And that attack was absolutely horrendous.
Yeah, do we have
injuries.
the pictures? The pictures of this poor canvasser. He's literally going to need like facial reconstruction surgery.
Oh, it's horrible what they did. And I'll say it as a Second Amendment advocate: stay strapped or get clapped. Like, I'm going to a neighborhood to canvas. Like, that stuff is not going to happen, especially if you're in Texas or if you're in Florida. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Perfect example. Look, listen, I think that this is horrible. I'm just saying, like, we live in a world now where we literally have to worry about our safety and worry about our proximity. So with that being said, this is why I advocate very strongly for the Second Amendment. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's major key for self-defense.
Yes.
Up in New York last week, they were saying that. They're like, you're so lucky down in Texas that you have more gun rights. They're like, They brought up my previous podcast where I actually shouted out a stalker, because I deal with stalkers sometimes. And one of them was getting really aggressive about like contacting my family and stuff and like coming to see me or something. And I was like, if you come to my door, I'll greet you with a bullet.
Mm-hmm.
And the New York guys were like, I can't believe you said that. We can't say that in New York. But in Texas, it's like self-defense with a gun is a loud, proud thing.
Oh yeah.
And I think after that, the stalker backed off.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean, I remember a time where there was a smear campaign sort of thing on me and my other Patriot friends. And the moment that I started posing with, or not posing, but, the moment that I started taking pictures of me with my gun, which is always on me, it's like they started realizing, oh, snapping cracks, like she's not playing around, you know what I mean? And like I truly believe like people need to be responsible gun owners if you are, if that's what you believe in, and if that's what you're open to protecting yourself with, you need to be responsible about it. But at the same time, like, those people who think that they can aggress you, they wouldn't think twice about it if they like, first of all, they wouldn't say these things to you to your face in real life. But if they did, like, they would think twice if they knew how you would protect yourself. So that's always interesting. Interesting stuff.
It's so interesting. Yeah, and I backed up those words with actions, in that I went straight to the gun range.
Yeah.
After I called out the stalker, I was like, I'm going to brush up on my gun skills, because I am so serious. You guys leave me alone. Like, I love all the real ones out there, but the stalkers can leave me alone.
Yeah.
So I went to the gun range. I posted video from the gun range on TikTok. TikTok deleted it for illegal activity.
That's so dumb.
I guess guns are illegal in China, and TikTok is Chinese. So I was like, this is crazy.
Whoa. For illegal activity, huh?
Yeah. So just going back to the point, if Rubio's canvasser had a gun, his face wouldn't be beat in right now.
Right.
But then he also might be in court, because it gets really
That's
iffy
right.
there.
Yeah, you're right. You are right about that.
So Rubio clapped back at the media today. I believe it was today. Do we have that clip of Rubio literally being like, let's set this straight, standing up for his guy?
Well, I think it's shameful that you're focused on the victim and not on the aggressor. Do you know anything about the attackers? Do you have any questions about the attackers who are career criminals? He was a victim of a crime. By the way, I think he's rejected all those things. And that's what we want people that have those views to do, to change their minds and reject it and walk away from it. But he was a victim of a felony. So how many stories have you done on the criminals that attacked him? If you're not going to do stories about the criminals that attacked him, you know what? Speaker Pelosi's husband was attacked last night in San Francisco. We don't know the motive, but he was attacked in his home. If it was politically motivated, it's a crime. I condemn it. If it wasn't politically motivated, it's a crime, and I condemn it. And he just recently was arrested. I'm not bringing that up. Does he deserve to be beaten in his home because he has a previous arrest a few months ago? No, he doesn't. It's a crime. So I don't know what this young man did in his past. He's rejected it, but I'll tell you this, it's a crime, and we should be focused on these two thugs who attacked him in a felonious attack, and that's what you should be asking me about. That's what the press should be focused on, not shaming a victim of a crime.
Yeah, so I guess they were shaming the victim of the
Please do
crime
not say
for
that.
trying to say that it was politically motivated.
Yeah, of course.
But both of those suspects were arrested, and apparently they are career criminals in that Florida attack.
But isn't this like the policy of every like liberal judge and city, like the criminal justice system nowadays? It's like they're more lenient, and they're more, I guess, prone to devise a narrative for the violent criminals. They'll even let them on the streets, and they'll reform bail. And, you know, when it comes to anybody who has a political ideology that differs from the mainstream ideology, it's like that's what they do. It's like they will make it easier and more lenient for the criminals rather than actual victims. I mean, it's just how it's playing out in real life right now in most major cities.
It is. And San Francisco, too. You know, perhaps if the San Francisco politicians had beefed up their police force against crime, this guy never would have got to Nancy's husband.
Right.
Maybe they'll all rethink how they approach crime when one of their own gets attacked.
Right. I think... I mean, it sucks that it has to, because nobody wants someone else to get hurt, right? I think we can all agree with that, no matter what political ideology anybody resides under. But I do think that it's ironic that, you know, Nancy Pelosi will show off her ice cream subscription box, which is like, what, $765 a year annual. But, you know, this happens to them, right? Like they won't advocate for the safety of their city or their districts, and yet that happens to them. It's just very ironic. So you're very right about that. It's crazy.
It is. Actually, something similar happened when I was at Fox, you know, Fox reporter for several years. Y'all know that. And it was November of 2020. Political tensions were high.
Right.
My boss was stressed out herself.
We
were sitting in limbo for several days, not knowing who the president would be. And that is when some man on Instagram posts a video saying, I am so angry that this many million people voted for Trump, and therefore, if you approach me in these Houston streets, I will shoot you in the head.
Whoa!
And I was like, well, maybe we should let people know that there's a guy out here. If he sees a red hat, he's going to shoot them. You know, that maybe you don't want to wear your red hat right now. That could be a public service to others to let them know. And, you know, and I checked with police, and police were like, yeah, we're investigating this guy. We're trying to get Instagram to remove the post. Guess what? Instagram would not remove the post. Instagram wanted to keep promoting the violence against Trumpers. And I was assigned to a story on like political tensions because a couple of high school boys were wearing Confederate flag shirts. So I put that all together, you know, the multiple stories. And last second, 15 minutes before air, my boss is like, do not let people know about this guy who's anti-Trump. You know, Democrats must look peaceful. And I was like, what's going on? She's like, hype up the Confederate flag guys. Like, they're the big, violent racists.
Oh.
You know, but this guy who's actually going to shoot people.
Right.
Don't let anyone know about that.
That's insanity.
Only make Republican look crazy. I was like, this is kind of crazy because Instagram's even defending this guy,
Yeah.
and the police are investigating him. He made another post that the FBI came to his door, and Fox is like, "Zip your lips, Ivory." Literally, my boss barked orders that I must not let anyone know on social media or on TV that this existed at all.
Right.
Because a violent Democrat must be protected.
Right.
And my boss literally said, if we tell his story, a Republican might come kill him, and then there'd be blood on our hands. And you're that protective of a Democrat.
Wow.
I was like, and this was amid all the other freaking propaganda Fox was into. And I was like, get me out of this TV station.
And that's when Ivory's first ideas were starting to devise in her head. I'm gonna whistle blow live on air.
It was about that time someone was like, call Project Veritas. And I did. I reached out to Project Veritas. They didn't even see my message. They had such a pile of election shenanigan evidence to go through.
Right.
And by like fate and magic, a few months later, they reached out to me.
Yeah.
So, and the rest is history. I called it out live on air, blah, blah, blah. But the point is, we're seeing this pattern of the media creepily rallying around violent leftists.
Yeah.
But, condemning violent right-wingers. So
Yeah.
I'm like, how about we just stop with your political blinders and like call a criminal a criminal?
Right. No matter who they are.
Yeah.
Whatever ideology they hold, a criminal is a criminal.
And if you're a criminal whose crime was walking past a bike rack at the Capitol, then say that that's their crime. Don't say that they killed cops and need to be locked up forever.
Right.
We're talking about January 6th.
Right.
Just shoot it straight all around. Tell more truth, media. Anyway, so beyond that, the other big news this weekend is Twitter, Elon Musk taking over the helm of Twitter.
Oh, it was a bloodbath last night.
Really?
Yeah.
What went
Were
down?
you on Twitter last night?
Yeah, but I was just doing my own
doing your
tweets.
regular stuff. So I rarely get onto Twitter, but yesterday I was like, I want to see what the atmosphere is like on Twitter. And everybody was saying whatever was on their mind. I mean, everything that
I guess I didn't register that I can actually say the trigger words now.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of people were doing on Twitter yesterday. Actually, Taylor Lorenz, you remember her from what's the publication she's from? Daily Beast?
That sounds familiar, but I don't know.
She actually docs the Libs of TikTok owner.
Oh.
So I forget which platform she's on. It's on a big one. But yesterday she was tweeting and she was like, "It's like the gates of hell have opened." Because like every patriot on Twitter was like tweeting what was on their mind, and there was like no repercussion anymore. So it's actually really, really neat. Yeah, it's like a win. It's a victory. What's what I saw this morning? What's actually interesting. So Kanye, which we'll talk about later, it wants to buy Parler. Trump owns Truth, and now Elon owns Twitter, right? So it's like Elon fighting big tech, Trump fighting the swamp, and Kanye fighting Hollywood. It's like such a time to be alive. It's like crazy, right?
The fact that we
I get excited about that.
Some free speech balance is
right.
Something to celebrate. But my friend Gary Franchi over at Next News Network has a scoop. We've got this exclusive report from Gary. Shout out to Gary. I'm a contributor on his YouTube as well. Check out my reports over there. But Gary Franchi, he got a tip about what big tech is actually trying to do to sabotage Elon Musk's takeover.
Yikes.
Let's see. It's a YouTube tab there. Awesome. Watch this.
Breaking news, big tech is set to deplatform Twitter after Elon Musk's takeover promises free speech. They did it to Parler. They did it to Gab. So what makes you think they won't do it to Twitter? Well, I've got news for you. We got wind from a lobbyist that the ball is already in motion to do just that. Wipe Twitter from the Apple and Play stores and yank them from Amazon AWS. This is one report you need to watch all the way to the end. I'm Gary Franchi, and I want you to keep up with the latest news. Tap subscribe and enable your notifications. The chorus from the
Watch what
radical
he says
left
here about
to
his
trample
source.
on our God-given constitutional right to free speech grows louder and louder by the day. They use terms like hate speech and misinformation to justify crushing any voice that opposes their authoritarian worldview. Because in a globalist world order, there can only be one voice, the one that parrots approved talking points and worships the godless state with unwavering devotion. Last night, I received an urgent phone call from a person who wishes to remain anonymous. He told me that a Google lobbyist was running his mouth, declaring that following Elon Musk's final acquisition of Twitter, the app would be yanked from the Google Play Store as early as this weekend. And with the midterms
So
ahead,
that's
this would be the
his
perfect time for them to
scoop. So
effectively.
Gary has a source inside Google's
Cool.
lobbyists
Uh-huh.
that they are doing what they can to get the momentum going to yank Twitter from Google Play and Apple, which would be pretty insane.
That would be insane if they did that. That would be, I mean, that would be obvious.
While they would run their same scheme of like, well, this person posted this about violence and therefore Elon is promoting violence, so we got to yank the whole thing. That's what they did with Parler.
Yeah.
So,
They sure did.
hopefully that doesn't happen. Apparently a lobbyist is trying, but it's such a big platform compared to Parler. I mean, there's a lot of people of all political views who are very attached to Twitter. So there might be uproar from all sides.
Yeah. I mean, that would be a super obvious thing if they were to pull that off and get the app off of the whatever download store it is, Apple or Google Play. I mean, that would be insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There would be a lot of mayhem if that happened, I think. Shoot.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I feel like it's going to be a big headache for Elon Musk trying to resort staffing because he has a lot of staffers who think differently than him.
Yeah.
He's going to have to fire a lot of people.
Yeah. Did you see that was actually happening overnight?
I did. I thought he fired like some of the top guys.
Bajaya, and there was Argual, who was the CEO, and then the legal. She was actually on the Tim Cast interview. Remember that?
Defending Twitter censorship.
Yes.
She's gone?
She's gone.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? So
they're getting revenge. This can't be good.
But right before this broadcast started, I saw that there were like data engineers that had like boxes with their stuff. So like they fired the data engineers now.
Oh my gosh.
So they're really going ham over at the Twitter HQ.
Wow. I can't believe it finally happened. This is hopeful for free speech.
I think so too. I really do. I really think so too. And did you see Trump's mention yesterday on Truth where he said it's funny because he said, I'm excited to see the first African American to own Twitter.
Oh my gosh. I reshared that because Gary Franchi sent it to me and then he said it. He's like, my bad, it's actually fake.
Oh, it's fake?
We all got tricked.
Oh,
yeah.
no, I didn't know it was fake, but it is true. He is the first African American to
South
own
Africa,
Twitter.
right?
Yeah.
The South Africans never get credit, man. But no, and it makes sense that it would be fake because Trump is trying to promote Truth Social. He doesn't want people going to Twitter anymore.
Right.
So, yeah.
Do you see the weird stipulation that Elon had for Trump if he did unlock Trump's account on Twitter? It was like months before when this was first contemplated.
What was that?
The stipulation was he was like, I'll unlock your account, but you've got to keep your account on Truth Social. It was weird.
What?
Yeah, I know. It was weird. I made a reel about it like months ago. People were like, what does this even matter? Whatever. And then it was weird because Truth Social's like business, I guess, executives were also like looking into acquisitions and stuff like that. So anyway, I don't know. That was a weird stipulation, but yeah, Elon did mention before, like, I'll unlock your account, but like you have to keep your account on Truth.
You would think he'd want to get rid of Truth.
Right. It was weird. What I suspect maybe one day is maybe there'll be a merger and acquisition, but maybe not. I don't know. That would be very smart, but I don't know.
Well, Truth Social has been on the rise. We'll see
Mhm.
how it does after that. But I mean, I just surpassed 10,000 followers there. Which is,
Wow,
you know,
congrats.
that's a lot for Truth because it's a little baby.
Yeah, congrats. I don't
Uh,
post enough on Truth.
thing.
I need to, but Truth is like, I don't know. I'm looking for a challenge. I'm like, Twitter is a bit of a challenge, but I'll post more on Truth. I just need to find more content. My content's more audiovisual
Me too.
versus literary. So
That's true.
I just need to find something, I guess.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, Instagram is the place for that.
Yeah.
And Instagram's been censoring me a lot lately.
No. Yeah.
You can no longer tag me. We were just talking about that.
Yeah, I know. I tried to tag you earlier, and I've also suspected like their algorithms have changed recently because like our real views are like down.
Oh, I
They've
thought it was just
plummeted.
me. Yeah, because as soon as when they banned me from getting tagged, hey, thanks Instagram. I no longer have to say don't at me
Right.
because you can't at me.
Because you can't do it anymore.
But at that same time, my views went down.
yeah.
You're saying it went down for everyone.
Yeah, it for sure went down on me. Like I remember like I would get like instant hits on my reels and then like all of a sudden just plummeted. I'm like, whoa, what's going on? This is the same content.
And people say that that's because the Instagram wants to incentivize you to buy ad space.
Oh.
So that Instagram's saying we'll boost your post for a price tag. If you want your post to go through more people's feeds, you have to pay us.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's the money grabbers. Instagram, what is it? Metaverse.
That's right.
Gosh.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the social media, Kanye is buying. He's buying Parler, I guess, and he is facing immense backlash. The latest news is that he is a Hitler fan. Surprise, surprise.
Oh, I looked this article up.
Okay. Well, give us the scoop.
I looked this article up. So this was an exclusive given to CNN, and they cite 4 anonymous sources.
Oh, very credible.
Yeah, saying that there were 4 sources coming, some of them coming from TMZ, and I've been on a TMZ rant lately. Like I'm on to TMZ. I'm like, there's something about you guys that just I want an insider or something. I want like a whistleblower, but there's something about TMZ I just don't trust. And I've done this countless of times. Yes, on my YouTube where I'm like, something just doesn't seem right with TMZ. So anyway, so this is where it's being sourced. There's 4 anonymous sources that are coming out and they're saying, Kanye has said something about this, the H ruler. I'm just going to call it the H ruler because we can't say the name, I guess.
Wait, I can't say Hitler?
Oh, I guess not. I don't know.
I'm saying it on my, it's too late. I already said it.
Oh, you already said it? Okay, well, okay, so I'll say it then. So they're saying like, oh, he was fascinated with Hitler. Like he read Mein Kampf, his book, in the 1920s book or whatever. But the thing that really sets my spidey senses going off is the fact that this anonymous source is saying stuff like, oh, he was at TMZ. So this is a TMZ insider saying that when he said, I already heard him say that stuff before, saying the anti-Semitic stuff. He's like, oh, I've heard Kanye say that stuff before. And he said, I mean, I was a bit taken back because the type of anti-Semitic talk is disgusting. It's like, I'm taken aback anytime anyone does that, right? But as far as West, I knew that was in him because he came to TMZ. He said that stuff. They took it out of the interview. Oh, really? How convenient. I mean, like, because you remember when Kanye West went to TMZ, right? This was like, I think like a year or 2 ago when he first was promoting Trump. And, so he went to TMZ and he was like, truth bombing TMZ. And so they're saying, well, while he was visiting TMZ, he said some anti-Semitic stuff and they took it out the interview. And I don't know why they took it out the interview, but they did. I'm like, okay, sure. You would think if he did that stuff at TMZ that they would have, because TMZ keeps all of this footage, they buy footage and all these things. Why wouldn't they keep that piece?
Yeah, they would share that, right?
Why wouldn't they?
I mean, TMZ lives off of drama.
They
would
drama.
Put that out right away, right?
Exactly. So why would they not go back to the archive. Go back to where Kanye was visiting us that one day. Remember, and he was doing that speech, blah, blah, blah. Take that little clip. If you have it, then why would you not play it over and over? Just like, I say the same thing about Trump. Like, if he had actual things that were incriminating on him, like they would blame him for, knowing Epstein, right? Like, why wouldn't the media capitalize on that if they actually had all of that evidence, or these clips or anything that would be incriminating? Well, if they had the same thing on Kanye and this is TMZ, why wouldn't they play that over and over again until our ears bleed, right? So
Right.
so anyway, it's like going in my tea. So anyways, he said something like, I love Hitler, I love the N people. I can't say the word. It's the Nazi, the Nazis. I can't say it. He was like, I love the.
Are you talking about the Nazis?
Yeah.
Girl, I have talked so much about Hitler and the Nazis.
Oh my gosh.
YouTube doesn't censor me for that.
That's like poison on my channel. So I
really?
like, yes.
You've been
yes.
censored for that?
Yes. So I don't say it. Yeah, I censor a lot of stuff. So it's like naughty words. But okay. So he says, so the TMZ source says that Kanye has said that before, that he loves Hitler and that he loves the Nazis or whatever. And then he says something to that effect. That's the thing that catches me. It's like something to that effect. So was it exactly that? Did he say, I love Hitler and I love the Nazis or whatever? Or was it something paraphrased from that? So he can't even come clear, straight with what, or recall what Kanye said. So anyway, he said they took it out of the interview for whatever reason. It wasn't my decision. And then there were three other, sources that came to CNN about Kanye. It's a load of BS is what I think. That's just my personal opinion. I think that when people are anonymous sources like that, and they're so consecutive in coming to someone like CNN, like, it just gives off my spidey senses, but especially that it's anonymous sources and they come from TMZ. Nope. Like that.
Yeah.
Nope.
It just feels like fake news.
Oh, absolutely.
And CNN could have completely made this up when they have a source that nobody's allowed to verify.
Right. And it's a CNN exclusive. So for you guys' information, if you do see this narrative running online, Twitter, personalities, the source is CNN. So the source is CNN. And for any narratives from other platforms, if they keep, repeating this, it's only because they're paraphrasing from CNN's exclusive interview, which we're letting you know now. This is why they're saying it's exclusive. It's from anonymous sources, which once again, just some BS, in my opinion.
Seems that way, yeah. But
Yeah.
Kanye definitely set himself up by saying he wants to go DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like, what the heck do you mean? Why Jewish people? And then he tried to explain himself on Drink Champs.
Uh-huh.
And he went in a million different directions explaining himself. I watched the whole Drink Champs.
Mm-hmm.
It was a long thing. In the end, his 3-hour censored interview with Drink Champs, in the end, he explained he was just really jealous. He said, I'm jealous of the success of Jewish culture.
Oh.
That they stay with their wives.
Mm-hmm.
They don't abort their babies.
Mm-hmm.
They read their contracts. They make smart business decisions. I'm jealous and I want that for my people.
Is that
and
what
I was like, that's literally what he said.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I guess that's his point. And the last time I saw him confronted by paparazzi, he said, look, it's all love. I think we're all just one human race.
Yeah.
So he's just, honestly, he's all over Kanye's all over the place.
Yeah.
Which reminds me of his album, you guys. The album he came out with in 2020. If you look at the cover of that album, I'm going to bring it up right now so I can read it to you because it explains Kanye completely. The cover of his Yay album, actually, I guess it came out in 2018. It says, I hate being bipolar. It's awesome. That's the wording on the front of his album. Basically being, he's just like a back and forth guy. He'll say one thing and then he'll say the opposite.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I know he has a cult following that still loves him.
Yeah.
And then he's also lost a ton of brand. Okay, so that brings me to the latest on social media. So 50 Cent
50
is
Cent.
kind of giving a shout out to Kanye. Do we have that image?
50 Cent?
Yeah, it's the third from the bottom, I think, JJ. Shout out to JJ.
Yeah.
Running the back.
There it is.
Okay, so
Shout
50
out to
Cent
JJ.
said, what does that say?
Curtis Jackson has
50
reportedly.
Cent.
Reportedly cut ties with 50 Cent.
Yeah, Curtis Jackson has reportedly cut ties with 50 Cent. And 50 Cent says, I'm getting rid of anybody who can get me effed up like Kanye right now. So basically, I don't know. He's making light of the whole Kanye situation.
Yeah.
And basically, in a way, showing support for Kanye.
Yeah, in a way.
Because he's not calling out Kanye at all. He's
like,
just saying, I want to be like Kanye.
Kanye reposted it.
And so Kanye reposted it.
I was actually surprised that Kanye still had access to his Instagram account.
I heard he was temporarily censored off of Instagram.
Yeah.
And on Twitter, he posted a pic of him and Zuckerberg hanging out. And he's like, why are you going to do me like that, Mark? I thought we were friends. But so I guess he's back using his page. He deletes his posts so fast that Instagram can't censor him.
Yeah.
Kanye will post something crazy and then just delete it. But he reposted 50 Cent and he shouted out Houston, where we're at.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was like, we got Donda School designs we need to build with 50 in Houston because 50 Cent's a new Houston resident.
Oh, really? I didn't
you-
know
yeah,
that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know. It
cool.
was like big news, I think, last year.
Come on to Truth Bombs, 50
That,
Cent.
we need to bump. I need to bump into 50 Cent in these streets. You know what I'm saying? Kanye also posted his new post is that he has now lost $2 billion in one day.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But you know what? All of these fashion industry like moguls and brands, like they're so much more. They're in this corruption as well. I mean, like, you know, that they get these really friendly ties to political figures. Anna Wintour is a big Hillary Clinton friend. Like they're besties. Like she's dressed Hillary Clinton at one point. Anyway, like Anna Wintour is like very politically involved with the Democrats. I mean, a lot of these
A lot of
brands-
them are.
Oh yes. And
There's
it's like,
very few right-wing
very
actors.
few, or if they are, they're very afraid to speak out about it.
Absolutely. So
It's
I don't know
actually
why
punk rock if you do, guys. If you're out there and you're
Hey.
watching, you would be like a punk rock icon if you would just come out and just rage against the establishment, not rage with them.
I mean, when I did that, I raged against the establishment live on TV.
Yeah,
And I got a lot of support for it.
yeah.
I got a ton of support for raging against. Granted, I lost all my friends in TV.
No,
Like my TV news buddies, they don't hang out with me anymore.
no.
They won't talk to me. And some of them have, sent me a secret message like, don't tell anyone we're talking. And I'm like, I got you.
What did they have, like your ideology, or like they were just
No,
afraid to
it's-
come out?
my ideology is freedom and free speech and like telling the truth. And they like, I thought that was the ideology of all the media, but I was mistaken. And so they, no, it's just that I'm the anti-corporate news. What I'm doing now is I call out all the corruption in the corporate news. And
Yeah.
since they are sticking with the corporate news, they know that if they're seen with me, it's a death sentence to their career. And really
Ooh.
sadly, this just happened to one of my friends, which it hasn't gone public yet, but she gets seen with me, her career gets bombed. So I really, it's insane. Just
That's
because I'm
crazy.
saying, yeah, the corporate news suppresses the truth. Yeah, the corporate news makes us push false narratives.
That's crazy.
I'm sorry for telling the truth, but that's what happens. And then, if they're seen with me,
You can't even hang out with like TV industry people now.
it's so
Like,
crazy
that's
because one
insane.
of these guys, one of these guys was like my Houston brother. We were such close friends. I wished him happy birthday last year. He didn't even respond. I was like, what is going on?
Take a look at this audacity here. Wow, that's insane.
But no, I do, now that I'm free, I focus a lot of my coverage on what the corporate news will not suppress or will not cover.
Of course.
They suppress. And a lot of what they won't cover and what they suppress and shun is right-wing stuff. So I do cover a lot more right-wing stuff. And for that, a lot of them are afraid to be around me. But
are you radioactive, Ivory?
Apparently, they no, it just shows corporate news is such a cult. It really is. It's a cult. It's like this brainwashing system that you get put in. You're like, I must think and act this way, and I'm afraid to leave my cult. I'll be all alone. Yeah. And so
that looks so fun as you're saying that with your glasses.
Yeah, I've studied this. So,
but
the truth is, it's better on the outside. I thought I would miss corporate news. I did not miss it.
Guys, in the comments, do you think Garth from Wayne's World would be a liberal today, or do you think that he would be pro-freedom, pro-free speech? Let us know what you think in the comments below.
Yeah, let's check the comment section. And by the way, is that my name, Garth?
Garth, yeah.
Like I said, I have never seen Wayne's World. So you guys are gonna show me a clip, right? Yeah. Let me look at this. I'm gonna watch my first. And we'll compare outfits.
The people are thinking that Garth would be pro freedom.
Yeah. Oh, and then we got the picture.
Garth is apolitical. Someone said. That's
Garth
true.
Oh, you're looking. That's smart. Looking at the comment section.
Yeah, I'm looking at the comment section.
Okay. Let me look at it.
If not washed taught us anything, nerdy looking people can be conservative.
Okay, we're just about out of time, right? But before we go, we'd like to take a moment here for a Wayne's World salute to the Guest Jeans girl, Claudia Schiffer. Swing!
Swing!
Tentpole! She's a babe.
She's magically babelicious.
She tested very high on the strokeability scale.
What?
Okay.
Hey, are you through yet? Because I'm getting tired of holding this.
Yeah, that's what she said.
I know.
Okay, so Claudia Schiffer.
Oh my God.
Okay, that's all the time we have for this week. Until then, good night.
Party on, Wayne.
Swing. Swing.
Wayne's World. Party time. Excellent.
Swing. Swing.
Oh my God. I've never seen that. Was literally the first clip of Wayne's World I've ever seen. I don't know what swing means.
Well, we've got our babe, Marilyn Monroe.
Better than Claudia.
CIA operative.
Was she? Is there a conspiracy theory?
Yeah,
about
there's
her?
a conspiracy. Oh yeah, there's a deep conspiracy about.
Wait,
Yeah.
she was murdered? We
Yes.
gotta do a whole
Oh
nother
my gosh, it's a
segment on
whole
this.
educational piece that we didn't intend on doing, but yes, our CIA operative, and she was also thought to be a honeypot for JFK.
Really?
Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah. So there's a big conspiracy over our babe, Marilyn Monroe, unfortunately, but swing, rest in peace.
Swing, rest in peace. Let's check the comment section. Oh, let's give it back. Okay. Get the picture back. Let's check your comments. Thanks for everyone for tuning in. I am looking at what you guys have to say. Swing.
There was one I saw.
Yeah,
the
any
attacker,
good?
Did he go in the house with his underwear?
Oh, I'm not sure what the attacker of Mr. Pelosi was wearing. They haven't said that he was wearing underwear, which makes me imply, because that's what the commenter asked. If they didn't say he was wearing underwear, he was probably fully clothed. But I saw there were headlines about him being like the best man at some nudist wedding.
Interesting.
So maybe he doesn't like clothes either. Someone who's gonna break into a politician's house with a hammer must have mental issues. So.
Yeah. He doesn't like clothes or the Pelosi's. Interesting.
Exactly.
I think
Who does like clothes or the Pelosi's?
Yeah, who does? Just swing to that.
Don't be attacking people with hammers. Okay? I do
Gosh,
not
ew.
endorse that. Actually.
Yeah, no, that's not cool. Ew.
Unless the attacker comes to you and your only defense mechanism is a hammer.
So they say that Garth is an anarcho-capitalist.
Am I Garth?
Yes.
Oh wow. I am an anarcho-capitalist.
An
That doesn't sound too bad.
anarcho-capitalist.
I mean, I like the idea of government staying away from me so I can live my life.
Yeah.
I'm pro freedom.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what Wayne. I don't know what Wayne would be though. So if you guys know what
Were they different type of guys?
You think he'd be libertarian? Okay, so maybe Wayne is a libertarian. Hey, okay, we could do that.
They say that Ivory and Garth look like twins. All right.
Yeah, there you go. You did a
Okay.
great job on
You
your
guys,
costume.
You know what? I literally ran to the to Goodwill today. I had so much to do today, and I was like, I gotta go to Goodwill. I was like doing work on the phone and like searching
You
through the
did
racks.
perfect. I mean, even the color scheme, everything works.
And like minutes before show, I was punching out these glasses. They were actually sunglasses.
This is the best costume idea. It was very casual, very fast. I was like, we have to. This is a video
Yes,
show. It's
Halloween
90s.
weekend. Okay, guys, let us know in the comments what you guys are going to be for Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
And I really appreciate you tuning in. Final word sponsor of my coverage is my Patriot Supply. Be sure to stock up on emergency food during this unpredictable time. Link down in bio or link down in description. For preparewithivory.com. You can get $250 off emergency food. Major key, I got my emergency food buckets in my pantry.
Me too.
And I've already tapped into them and it tastes good.
Oh, you did? You tasted it?
Well, I had to try it just in case. You know?
Okay.
Because if the emergency food doesn't taste good, then you've got to like
I gotta go prepare some.
You got to find some other emergency food. You don't want to be tasting bad food once the emergency hits. You know?
Okay. I didn't taste mine, but I'm glad that you tasted it because we have the same thing. So I know that it
There
tastes
you go. Preparewithivory.com. All right, everyone. Happy Halloween weekend. Have a blast, and we'll talk to you on Monday.
Thanks for hanging
Or
out,
actually,
guys.
not Monday, guys. Hold up. I got a special report tomorrow and Sunday. We're going all weekend long.
Oh.
So tap into my YouTube. All right, we'll see you guys later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.